Hello everybody, today I am Coach Martinez and these are my lesson plans. So for our PE lesson plan, we're going to be working with kindergartners and the skills we're going to be focusing on are locomotor skills, balancing skills, body management skills. The movement concept that we're going to be focusing on is jumping and landing. For our objectives, for psychomotor, we have by the end of the lesson, 95% of the kindergartners will be able to demonstrate that they can jump with 2 feet together and land with 2 feet together. Our cognitive objective is by the end of the lesson, 95% of kindergartners will be able to apply the correct form of jumping with 2 feet together and landing with 2 feet together. And for our affective objective, we have by the end of the lesson, 100% of the kindergartners will be able to give positive feedback on their peers based on participation of the activity. To start off, for our instant activity, we have a warm-up which consists of 15 jumping jacks, 10 squats, 10 second toe touches, 15 forward arm circles, and 15 backward arm circles. Once the students do this, teacher will say hands on top and students will respond with that means stop, and this will allow them to catch their breath after doing their hard working warm-up, and the students will return to home position, which should be in the front of the whiteboard. The teacher is going to introduce the lesson, which they're going to be learning about jumping from one spot to another with their feet together. The teacher will explain that the importance of doing this is to learn how to balance when they are jumping, to help strengthen their upper legs. The teacher will explain that they need their upper legs to be strong for their everyday activities such as sitting, walking, squatting, to pick things up, etc. The teacher will now introduce the first game that they're going to be playing, where they're going to be focusing on jumping with their feet together and landing with their feet together. So for the first activity, it is called beanbag grab. You will need bean bags, hula hoops, cones, and then for the cues, we're going to be focusing on balancing, arms out while jumping, and feet together while jumping. For this activity, students will line up on the corners of the gym floor by the hula hoop. They will be split into 4 teams. The coach will go around to give a little bit of hand sanitizer before starting the game, where they're going to be grabbing the bean bags. Then the coach will spread out the bean bags along the gym floor, as we can see here in this picture. In this game, students are going to be bunny hopping, which is another form of jumping with their feet together, to the bean bags, and are going to be able to pick up only one at a time, and then bunny hop back to their hula hoop and drop it in there. Once they do that, then the next person in their line will go. The goal of this game is to see how many hula hoops each team has by the end of the time allowed, and this game will take about 15 minutes. Once the coach ends the time for this, the coach will yell hands on top, and the students will say back that means stop, and then the coach pick up the bean bags and hula hoops and get ready for the next game. For this game, it's called Hula Hoop Showdown. You will need hula hoops, You will need hula hoops, cones, and then the cues we're going to be focusing on are balancing, arms out while jumping, and then feet together while jumping. For this game, the students will be split into 2 teams, where the teams will line up along the side of the gym floor by their team cone. The teacher will go around once again with the hand sanitizer to clean their hands. The teacher will then lay the hula hoops in a curvy kind of S-shaped line diagonally across the gym floor that connects from one side to the other, as we can see in this picture right here. The teacher will go over the rules, which will be that the first person for each team will bunny hop into each hoop until they meet at a certain point. So let's say they meet right here in green and pink. The two opponents will play rock, paper, scissors, and then the team member who wins will continue hopping. Say pink wins, they will continue hopping, and then the other opponents will go back to their line, and from their group, the next person will start to go and meet the winner from the round at another hula hoop. And this will continue on. The goal of the game is to get as many team members on the opponent's side. This game, again, should take about 15 minutes. Once the time is up, teacher will yell mac and cheese. Students will respond with everybody freeze, and the teacher will ask everyone to walk to the front where they will discuss. When they just review and discuss in the front of the class, the teacher will congratulate them on such an awesome job that they did today and ask them what they learned about. They will ask them about if it was difficult, if they liked it, stuff like that. And then we'll advise them that the next day they're going to be learning hopping on one foot. Now for our health lesson plan, we have our standards right here and our TEKS. So for our standards, we have students will demonstrate the ability to access valid information and products and services to enhance health. Students will demonstrate the ability to use decision-making skills to enhance health, and students will demonstrate the ability to practice health-enhancing behaviors and avoid or reduce health risks. For our TEKS, the students will be identifying and practicing personal health habits that help individuals stay healthy, such as proper amount of sleep and clean hands. They will also be identifying the types of foods that help the body grow, such as healthy breakfast foods and snacks. They will be able to plan a healthy meal and or snack, and they will be explaining practices used to control the spread of germs such as hand washing. Our objectives for today will be students will demonstrate knowledge of the importance of washing their hands, the proper way to wash their hands before preparing food, and discussing the healthy foods that help their bodies grow. For our introduction, teacher will introduce the lesson with the germs poster that we have right here by asking them who can tell me what is on this picture. Once the students give their response, which should be germs, the teacher will ask, where do we get germs from? After students share with the teacher, they will then explain how germs are everywhere and on everything that we touch. The teacher will then ask the students who can tell me how to get rid of them. After the students give their answers, the teacher will administer the activity where we're going to be washing away germs, which is right here. In this activity, the teacher will have 2 small bowls, one containing water mixed with pepper and one with soap. A volunteer will be asked to come up and demonstrate. The teacher will have the student dip their finger in the water with the germs. Then we'll ask the student, did the germs move away at all? And the student should reply with no. Their finger should now be full of germs, which will be the pepper. And then the teacher will acknowledge that for the class to see. The teacher will then ask the student to wiggle their little finger into the soap to, clean it off. And after doing so, the teacher will have the students again dip their now soapy finger into the germ water and see the reaction. The germs should move now sparse out from the soapy finger, and this will demonstrate the importance of washing hands with soap. The teacher will then pull up the hand washing poster, which we have right here, for the class to see. The teacher will go step by step with the students on washing hands. The teacher will pass out hand sanitizer to use as soap for the students to follow along with the teacher. The teacher will then say this rhyme that is right here on the side of the poster while the students are following along with the teacher. And then the teacher will address this bottom part right here, which is when to wash, the most important times to wash their hands. At this point, the students should understand how to wash their hands properly. And the teacher will ask them, what activity should we make sure to wash our hands before? And the answer that we're looking for right here is, before eating or preparing food. The teacher will now ask who knows the 5 main food groups. Teacher will show this poster right here of our 5 main food groups. And after they discuss the foods that are on this poster, they will be creating their own healthy meal, which we have right here. Students will have 1 minute to go to the so-called grocery store, which is simply a designated area in the classroom with toy foods, and choose their choice of healthy foods for each group. The teacher should call on one student who is sitting the correct way to demonstrate how the class should do so in order to have their turn at the grocery store. After the students make it back to their seats, the teacher will allow time for the students to share their choices, explain why they chose it, and then discuss whether it was a healthy choice or not. After we finish with this, then the students will be able to create their own healthy snack that they will actually get to eat this time. You will have a variety of options of the food groups that they can choose from. As we can see right here in this poster, we have grapes, cheese, strawberries, and then this right here is like a vanilla yogurt that they can either drizzle on top of or dip their food in. Let me see. Of course, first before they do this, they will need to wash their hands before touching any food. The teacher should remind them of the step-by-step poster that they learned about earlier. And then after washing their hands, let them know that they must not touch anything or they will get germs and therefore have to wash their hands all over again. Once they have their choices on their plates, they will assemble their fruit kebabs, but be sure they do not eat it yet. They're going to need it for the last part of the lesson. After the students have their completed projects, the teacher will go to each student and quiz them on which food choices they have chosen. The teacher will simply ask, which food groups do you have? The students should by now be able to recognize at least 4 of their choices. If they're still having trouble, categorizing which food groups they have, then they can ask a friend for help, their neighbor friend for help. And then once they have answered, they are allowed to enjoy their healthy snack. After students finish their delicious snack, they shall recall the steps of washing their hands with the help of the Baby Shark hand washing challenge, which we have right here. And that completes our health lesson. Thank you guys so much for watching, following along, and I hope you and your class have fun with these. Y'all have a great day. Thanks.